Blog Talk Radio.
Show tonight to interview our special guest. Show highlight the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show.
We're ready to go. And what we're going to do right now is do something really cool. We're going to go ahead and invite you guys to join us here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Feel free to call in live, 516-418-5572. Again, that's 516-418-5572. Call us. Let us know how you're doing. Talk to us in chat. But before we go ahead and do anything, let's go ahead and thank our wonderful, great sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need support group. Feel free to go ahead and visit Chef G's right here at beautiful Tampa, Florida at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Again, that's 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Or if you can't come down to Tampa, feel free to visit him at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. We're going to go ahead and kick the show off officially by starting off with the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song, sang by none other than Sam Scolasong. So let's go ahead and play that song, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song, right now on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show.
More variety, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida golden mustard on burgers and red tape, on pork and sausage, classic. Chicken stickers, hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Oh, yes. 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And definitely don't forget to bring them. Check them out there. let's go ahead and thank our wonderful sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, the Media Support Group. So definitely visit Chef G's right there at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. It is going to be awesome at flbbqsauce.com, flbbqsauce.com. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's bring on our wonderful, wonderful caller. Let's do that right now, in fact. All right.
Good evening, Alan.
How you doing?
All right.
All right. So glad to hear from you. Hope everything's all right with you.
Yes.
I know you had a rough, couple of weeks. How's things going for you now?
Well, I mean, slowly, picking up where things left off, but it's not easy.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, my friend. Really sorry to hear that. And
Thanks.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know for those who don't know, listening, unfortunately, Lou recently lost his father, and he let us know live on the air last week, I believe it was. Yep.
Yeah.
And
yeah, last week I revealed.
So how's things been going for you otherwise?
Okay. My family comes, my sister comes over a lot, brother keeps in touch. So, we are still, all together.
Something like this, you got to take it one day at a time. And I know, it's just time that's really going to help you. Nothing really else can really fulfill that void but time.
No.
Yeah, so just take it one day at a time, my friend, and, see how it goes.
Yes.
But at least the great thing is what we have here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show is sports that'll get your mind off things. How's things been going for you in the sports world with the Rangers?
So far, so good. If we can hold it, if we can do this, because right now they're up 3-1. They're on the power play against a certain team I will not mention for obvious reasons. So we're holding pretty good. I mean, but we also have to remember about one important thing, because as I'm sure hockey fans are all aware of, about the President's Trophy curse.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Because that's how basically, because basically the team that wins the President's Cup drowns in the playoffs. And I mean drown.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good point there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing great, You can't do anything better than 2-0. And they got the next game coming up. Let me give the people a schedule of that too. But yeah, I just think they're shooting really good. They're doing better than my Tampa Bay Lightning, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa Bay Lightning, unfortunately, is about to get and folks, live breaking news: the Rangers are up 3-1 in the third period. Up 3-1 in the third period. They're up 2-0 in the series, best of 7. Doing really well. Yeah, I wish my team, the Lightning, was up there too, but unfortunately they're not. They're down 0-3. I'm gonna talk more about the Tampa Bay Lightning later in this telecast for those big time hockey fans that we have here, but it's not looking too good for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not gonna lie. No. Not gonna lie at all. Yeah, I mean, it's not over yet, but it is not looking too good. But yes, it's definitely very different on your end of the bargain. You're doing great. In fact, yeah, all things considered, you're doing really well. We just, in fact, make sure that our great fans can hear you on the YouTube.
Right.
There you go.
But before I do anything else,
sure. That our great fans can hear you on the. I'm sorry, you're a little worried about what?
The Knicks, Philadelphia, with the Lakers win last night. They had a very controversial series so far, too.
I'm sorry, you're a little worried about what? Yeah, tell the listening audience what you're referring to.
Philadelphia, with the Lakers win last night. They had a very controversial series so far, too.
I'm sorry, you're a little worried about what? Lou, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was getting a weird echo.
Oh, okay. Let me just turn this down a little bit.
Okay.
You don't hear the echo now, right?
No. Okay. So
okay,
anyway,
good.
With the Sixers winning that game last night, it's been a very controversial series on both sides. Philadelphia was criticizing the officials for a play that was called in Game 1, and then in Game 2, Embiid should have got a flagrant 2 foul instead of a flagrant 1 foul for a call, which he should have.
Yeah,
Philadelphia, with the Lakers win last night. They had a very controversial series.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And it's just I'm sorry, a little unfortunate that Lou, you still there? They didn't get that call to them. It's really unfortunate, but okay. Let me update the fans on the Knicks game too. You don't hear the echo now, right?
No, a little bit.
Okay,
the
good.
next game is Sunday. It's been a very controversial series.
And the Knicks lead that series 2-1. That is correct.
Philadelphia was
and for those who wants to check out the game, the game is at 1 o'clock p.m. It's actually an early game on Sunday.
Well, yeah, because the Rangers play 8 o'clock the same night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, I know what you're saying. It's just, I'm trying to say it. That's pretty good. But they are doing really well. They're doing really well. Lou, you still there? They didn't get that call to them. I never got your thought on the Allen Iverson statue. What are your thoughts on that? Let me update the fans on the Knicks game too. You don't hear the echo, right?
He has a good player, but I don't think he's worthy of a
Even though it's a little tiny little Funko Pop statue on a stand, he's still not worthy of that.
Right. And as official, it's gone final.
It's actually an early game on Sunday.
Well,
right, Rangers win. That's fantastic. Give him a round of applause. Both of you. Here. Exactly. That's wonderful. Yeah.
All right. Before I go, I'll give you the information.
That's good.
Tomorrow's show is
doing really well. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
Louis, they didn't get that call today. I never got your thought on the Allen Iverson statue. What do you do for that? Let me update the fans on the Knicks game too.
Yeah.
You don't hear that, right?
Okay.
Let me turn it down a little bit. How about now? Even though it's a little tiny little Funko Pop statue on a stand, he's still not worthy of that? Okay, yeah. Sometimes I'm sorry, but sometimes you will get the echo because it is on the YouTube now as well as Blog Talk. I apologize to the listening audience on that. So it's hard to get rid of the echo because it's, giving a double broadcast basically.
Yeah, well, I know that's how it is with my show. But I try to turn the volume down so I don't get the echo because then everybody's gonna be asking what I don't want to do it. It makes it confusing. But one thing that won't be confusing is tomorrow's topics, as we'll cover the NFL draft. Keep in mind, we probably will not be doing every pick in the draft because there simply just isn't enough time. Of course, the playoffs continue, NHL, NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball injuries, and there's a slew of them already. Oh, boy. UFC, WWE, and yes, week 5 of that other football league you call the UFL. Oh, boy. And of course, yes, the UFL, that other football league. Sorry, folks. Also, your thoughts and comments this week in sports history, the ridiculous sign of the week, sports trivia, the feel-good story of the week, and it's that time of the month where we do the best and worst. So we get the best and worst of April tomorrow between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Following number is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. Don't forget, we're also on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com. And if you want to subscribe, it's only $4.95 per month. So you get a good deal of it, too.
Wow, only $4.95 a month. You're doing great.
Yeah.
There you go. Make sure you guys subscribe. And I'm going to have a lot more to talk about the UFL and the NFL in this telecast. So we haven't started to scratch the surface. So don't listen to Lou. The other league I'm going to talk a lot about. That's UFL and also the NFL here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Make sure you guys call in tomorrow between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone to my good friend Lou. Let me pull up that number again and give that to the listening audience so you guys have it. And if just in case, it's the Enhanced Sports Show on YouTube. You type in Enhanced Sports Show, the Enhanced Sports Show, the
Correct.
Enhanced Sports Show. And that number again is 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. You get a chance to talk to Lou, be heard on the air. It is awesome, folks. And because of the other league, as you call it, the UFL, I am actually flying out first thing in the morning and going to be covering the Game 5 of the UFL, the Arlington Renegades against the San Antonio Brahmas. I will be covering it on the field there in action. Thank you to the UFL for that great opportunity. And I'll give you a lot of great insight while I'm there, for sure. But that might be the reason why I may not be able to call in tomorrow. I will do my best to try to call it anyway, but just in case, you know where I'm at, Lou. Yes, but I will definitely, even on the road, I try to give Lou a call between 4 and 6 p.m. The game time is 6 p.m. CST time there. So when you get there, you have to keep that in mind. I lose an hour, basically.
Yes.
But it's going to be awesome, folks. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you call in to Lou, 512-543-4662, 512-543-4662. The only excuse we will take is if you're flying out to Houston, to Dallas, Texas, to watch the UFL game. Outside of that, you have to call in.
Yes.
That's right.
Because it would sure be miserable to do a show by myself.
That's right. We're not going to have that happen. That's why you guys need to call in. You need to support Lou. 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. No excuse for you. Make sure you call in. And if you can't, The Enhanced Sports Show on YouTube. The Enhanced Sports Show on YouTube. Make sure you don't forget there either.
All right.
Yeah. Well, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Lou. You're the best.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you. Thank
you.
Yeah, many continued prayers to you and your family.
Hopefully you can find time to call before kickoff tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do my very best to call in tomorrow. I will.
Just so you know, last week we just fell short of the record, but we had the highest show of the year.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, yes, set those records, folks. I'm going to be calling on the road. I'm going to do my very best to do that. You guys need to do it, too.
Yes. Okay.
Lou is there. In fact, that'll be pretty cool. That'll be pretty cool if I call in during on the field. All right. Well, that is Lou. Always great to hear from him. So we're going to talk into that next segment in just a few moments. First, let me go ahead and thank another fantastic sponsor here. Thank you, CTC ME Mortgage. Yeah, that's CTC ME Mortgage. Thank you so much. That's Kurt McCray. Hey, guys, this is a great time for me to talk about this right now. Guess what? I am going to fly out tomorrow to cover Game 5, as I mentioned, Arlington versus the San Antonio Brahmas. I'm going to talk a lot about that in a few moments. But first, there is something that these two have in common. CTC ME Mortgage, Texas and Florida. Texas and Florida. I'm in Tampa, Florida. the game is in Texas. There's somebody who covers both Texas and Florida besides myself, and that is Kurt McRae. Because if you live in Dallas, Texas, or anywhere in the state of Texas, Kurt McRae can help you with that mortgage. He can help you get that brand new, beautiful home. That is right. Even if you don't have a lot of money down, the man can help make dreams happen. If you need a new home, feel free to reach out to Kurt McRae to start building equity today. Today is the perfect day to contact him, whether you live in Texas or Florida. Not only that, he can help you refinance your home as well. Home ownership begins with a mortgage. Reach out to CTC ME Mortgage. That is right. Definitely do that. And let me go ahead and make sure I give you the contact details. CTCMEmortgage.com, or you can reach him right there directly at Kurt McRae, 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. That is right. TTC Mortgage. You know, it's definitely going to be a great opportunity for you to get a beautiful home. Weather's getting real nice, and that means you can have your garden looking real nice. That's right. Garden and grass. Garden and grass. That's right. So it is your time. Call or visit ctcmemortgage.com. Last time is going to be 346-527-7564. 346-527-7564. Definitely, it's awesome. CTC ME Mortgage, really appreciate you here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. And definitely check them out. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and show a bit more about the UFL, because there's a lot to talk about. So, for those who don't know, I was interviewed quite a few players this week. That included Donald Payne Jr., the linebacker, Sal Cannella, the tight end, also none other than QB1, Luis Perez, and none other than the coach, Coach Bob Stoops. Unfortunately, I wasn't the one, just so people understand this, I was not the one who hosts the Zoom. It seemed like there was a little bit of misconfusion, or what have you want to put it. There was only about 5 minutes of the video that I was able to get. I'll just leave it as that and show that to you guys. But I got photographic memory right here of everything that they said, and I remember everything as far as the details and what we discussed. So, having said that, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on that upcoming game, because that is a big, big, big game. Why I say it's a big game is because there is a lot on the line right now for, I would say, definitely more for the Renegades than I would say the Brahmas. It's, okay, my thoughts on this first and foremost. I'll break down kind of what each player kind of said. First and foremost, I definitely do think that the fact that, let me just say it like this and say it nicely, because this was brought up in one of those interviews, okay? Donald Payne Jr. did mention the fact that they have not gotten their rings yet. And I already knew that because I follow the league. The USFL side got their rings. They got their rings before their first home game. They had a ring ceremony that the fans were invited to leading into that, and they got their rings during that ring ceremony. And during the game, they had brought it up again and kind of recapped everything. Really, really cool, professionally done, really nice honor, great rings. The XFL side, unfortunately, again, this was brought up by Donald Payne Jr. which is a leader on the team, which also does tell me that this has been a topic of conversation with players on the team. Period. That topic of conversation is they haven't gotten their ring on it. They haven't put a ring on it. Meaning, I'm going to game 5. There's 10 games in the UFL season. 10 games. Same like it was for the XFL. 10 games. You're at the midway point and you don't have your ring yet. And let me just be clear to you that as a person who at first did not really like, let's say, Instagram per se to use as one of my social medias I kind of dreaded going to in the beginning, I have discovered by using that platform and having me more connected to the players that they want their clout. They want their social media clout. And more importantly, they want their social media clout on Instagram. More so than Facebook, more so than Twitter. Well, I would say Twitter to some degree, but they definitely want it on Instagram. And I've learned that through the process of going to the social media platform that I kind of dreaded at the worst. That was Instagram. Guys want their clout, their social media clout. The fact that the fellas do not have their rings, I do believe that is indirectly affected them. I know Coach Stoops, he did say, I asked him the question, he did say he thinks that's an excuse. But granted, Coach Stoops is old school. He's old school. And I'm not trying to knock him, but I could kind of feel the players a little bit on this. You know, especially the fact that you have a merged league and the other side already got their rings. It's not a good look. I just be real. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. The fellas need their rings, and they should have already had their rings. And I think indirectly that motivation or seeing that bling could have made a difference on this team. It's just like you worked really hard for something. You've earned something. You want it. You want that external gratification. You know, take it from somebody who has been to several motivational seminars and speaking events, has been a top seller, has gotten rewarded, has seen what it does to you. Yeah, it does put a little pep in your step when you do have that external type of recognition. Now, of course, that matters more to others. That varies. But it does matter. And the fact that they haven't gotten their rings, yeah, I think it is a point of contention. I'm just going to be real with you. It's not so much an excuse. It's just a point of motivation and attention. I went to battle. I earned hard. I worked hard for this. I'm watching on social media somebody else getting crowned. Game 3. It's now past game 4. We haven't won a game, and we haven't gotten our rings. Now, let's say what happens on this weekend, tomorrow. You're going to give somebody a ring who, I'm not going to say what the outcome is, but you can read between the lines. You're going to give somebody a ring at that point and crown them when there's a possibility of, I'm not going to say it, but best case scenario be 1-4. Let's say it like that. Okay? Yeah, you need to give them their shine. You need to put their ring on it. And even Mr. Payne said it. Maybe I need to ask Danny about it. Maybe I need to ask The Rock about it. He doesn't need to because I had asked the coach about it, and the coach said the rings have been ordered. And that could be true, but I've ordered rings before. I mean, not me personally, but I've actually, let me take that back. I've actually have ordered a ring. I've ordered my college ring. You know, they don't reward that to you. You have to order it. It takes a long time for you to get it. So it's not really certain when they place that order. And yes, you may have placed the order for the rings, but the fact still remains that we're going into game 5 and they haven't gotten their rings already. And I think that makes a difference. I hate to say it. I think that makes a difference. You know, not only that, this team is very different than the other team. It would have been maybe great for them to see some of their comrades, like a kind of like a reunion. Made them feel good, the ones who are not on the team, and the ones that are on the team returning. So I do think, yes, that mojo could have made a difference. And I think it maybe indirectly is making a difference. And just going by what my opinion is of this situation, based on hearing what the beat is of the players. Believe me and you, as somebody, I will say it like this, who absolutely in the beginning did not like to use Instagram because I'm not a clout chaser, I've learned through the process that guys want their clout. And they want their clout on that social media platform, Instagram and Twitter. And how they get that clout is by you giving them their ring and giving them their celebration. They want to have that competitive juices, and also the fact that they say, I worked hard for this ring, and here it is. I just feel like that was something that the league may have overlooked, and unfortunately, I know it's affecting the players. I mean, the coach may not agree, and I respect that, but I know it's affecting the players. I know it is. Just being real with you. And it's not a physical thing, it's more of a mental thing. I went to battle, I hustled and worked real hard for this, and you're not giving me my clout. You're not giving me that opportunity to even get my clout. So I try to put my finger on it. There is other things that are going on this team too, not just the fact they haven't gotten it rigged. Let me not say that's the only reason. They haven't closed out games. But I just think, I just do think it's a factor. I'll say it like that. It's a factor, not the only factor, but it is a contributing factor. Say it like that. So the question is, let me just go ahead and pull this up here. Let me just access this right here for you guys to make sure I don't miss anything. And the question is, which player has to step up the most? Well, I definitely do think the running game has to step up in this game here. I think they have to rely on the run to kind of get things going, because that has been like the Achilles heel with this team for the most part. They've had some good little runs here and there, but nothing consistent. I feel like their passing game is actually pretty good, but I definitely do think they need to get the ball. They need to run the ball a bit more and successfully run the ball. I definitely do think the running game has to step up this. And I know that they have a great line, defensive line, the Brahmas, but you gotta put the ball on the ground and get some yards, some positive yards. The running game has to step up. Is this a must-win for the Renegades? I hate to say it, but I think so. I don't think if they lose this game, they're mathematically eliminated, because they're not. But I just think for the mojo of the team, for the team to feel good about themselves, for guys to not try to play more b-ball, like, okay, we're losing now because you're not throwing me the ball. Guys will say that all the way around the team if, I'm not going to say it, but yes, I do feel as if this is a must-win for the Arlington Renegades. Not so much for the Brahmas, but the fact that if they win this game, they move to second place, makes them feel good about themselves. Hey, maybe their rings come in a few days after, things can turn around and get real interesting. But I do think it's a must-win. Yes. I hate to say it so early in the season. I just think for the fact of mojo, momentum, keeping guys positive, keep the team sane, not being negative. Yes, I do believe that this is a must-win for the Renegades. It is a must-win. And who wins and why? I'm going to say that the Renegades will get their first win. I'm going to say that the Renegades get their first win. As much as I really love the Brahmas team, I do have quite a few actual friends that are on the Brahmas. I really enjoy both teams as far as dealing with them, the media, personnel, nothing personal. I enjoy both teams, like just the interaction, everything. It's just I feel like the desperation that the Arlington Renegades have to play with, I feel like this is going to be their week. This is going to be their week. I think their backs against the wall. They play their best with their backs against the wall. I just think that in the end, the Renegades will find a way to win a very, very close game. And I got the Renegades winning. Not going to be easy. For sure, the Brahmas have an outstanding team. But I just think, all in all, I have the Renegades winning this game. I have a very, very close game. I think they've learned the fact that, hey, we have to just keep professionally running up the score. We have to close out games, and I think they'll find a way to get the game closed out at home, get their first win, and then they'll get their rings. And I just envision that things will start to turn around. So I got the Arlington Renegades winning a very close game. And we have a lot more football to discuss. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and bring on and thank another one of our fantastic sponsors here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Pushpin Adventures. You need to go ahead and travel. Guess what? Pushpin Adventures has you covered. Just like I'm traveling from Tampa to Florida, if you want to travel, you have to make sure that you've traveled right. Pushpin Adventures can help you. Guess what? If you need a group, travel planning guides, concierge service, they can help you. And the contact there is Monique. So let me go ahead and show you that too. My ultimate bucket list destination is the moon, but I don't have that on my itinerary yet. My favorite food is seafood. Point me to the crab boil, please, and thank you. And also, what I'm going to go ahead and tell you is number 3, I majored in dance in high school. Go ham. And the cool thing about Pushpin Adventures is they can be easily reached right here at pushpinadventures.com/virgin. pushpinadventures.com/virgin. You can call Monique. You see a picture right there. Call her direct. Put your mind at ease. Let Monique take care of those travel needs. Put your mind at ease and have Monique take care of your travel needs. 626-838-1006. 626-838-1006. That is where you need to go ahead and contact. In fact, they have an awesome cruise. Let me go ahead and show that to you guys. It's right here. No kids, no cooking for Thanksgiving. Miami, Key West, Beach Club at Bemidji, Miami, and definitely pushpinadventures.com/virgin. pushpinadventures.com/virgin. That's going to be an awesome cruise. You guys need to go ahead, give Monique a call. Get at number 626-838-1006 or visit them at pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Monique has you covered, folks. She got you covered. Make sure you give her a call and enjoy that great vacation. Call us here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show and tell us all about it. We love to hear about it here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show, and much more to discuss on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. In fact, let me go ahead and let you guys, we're going to talk more football right now on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. In fact, what we're going to do is take a little break with none other than our great songwriter. That is going to be it's Sing Along with Sam. Sam Scola, right now. I'll be right now. And I'll be right back. Thank you so much, Sam Scola songs and wife Mary. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And you can contact Sam, give that big deal right there. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. It's awesome. So definitely thank you so much. All of Sam Scola songs are available on YouTube and Spotify.com. YouTube and Spotify.com. That's awesome. So check him out there. Thank you so much, Sam Scola. He is the songwriter for all the great music you hear. In fact, I didn't do that. Let me go ahead and play those songs. I apologize. Let me play the CTC ME Mortgage song. In fact, let me do that right now.
Stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company. You can trust their honesty. Make the call. CTCME Mortgage Company. They stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company. You can trust their honesty. Make the call today. There's no extra fees to pay. You take a loan to own a new home. CTCME Mortgage Company. They stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company. You can trust their honesty. Get a low interest rate. There's no need to wait. Finance a payment plan. Kurt McRae is your man. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company.
CTCME Mortgage Company. Make sure you go ahead and visit ctcmemortgage.com, or you can go ahead and give Kurt McCray a call, 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play the Pushpin song as well. So we're going to get a double pleasure here treat. Let me go ahead and do that now. Play their song right now. And that's going to be pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Let's play that great song by Sam Scola right now. Make sure you guys give them a call, 626-838-1006. Give Monique a call at 626-838-1006. I want to thank again Pushpin Adventures and CTCME Mortgage for being one of our great sponsors here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk show. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the NFL now. Switch gears, talk about the NFL. I had went ahead and watched, for those who don't know, I went to the NFL draft in Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. It was fantastic. In fact, let me go ahead and give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that draft party, a round of applause. Let me do that right now. It was awesome. It was fantastic. And I hate to say this, but it was something that was like ringing in my head. I hate to say this, but you can clearly see the difference between the UFL and the NFL during this draft. It was so obvious. If I'm from the UFL, I'm watching this and I'm like probably sick for a week, because let's look what happened. They charge $15 per person to go to this NFL draft at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium. And as you know, you could have watched it for free on ESPN. So it wasn't a pay-per-view draft, per se. You could have watched it any place pretty much for free. But at this nice event at the Bucks, $10, you got a chance to enjoy it right there at the stadium. And it was really cool. So if you were kind of like a crew member, you got it for $5. Then it went up to 10. Then it went up to 15 if you didn't have any association as far as season tickets or something of that nature. But $15 was pretty much what we're looking at, right? It was packed. It wasn't packed like sold out, but it was a very, 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 very nice crowd. I mean, it was, it took you a while to get in for parking. It was like a game almost. And it had a great crowd. Then you watch it. It was in Detroit where it was held at. You watch it on a big screen just like anybody else would. Guess who they got? They got Eminem, Barry Sanders, Megatron, a.k.a. Calvin Johnson. Got, Jared Goff. They have, and then it's packed over there while they're at. Then there's this setup that you can see, just them walking out in the field. They got the mirror up. I mean, it's just like first class. Every angle you look at, thought out, knowing what to do, where the camera placement should be, where the photographer should be, where the crowd should be, where the players should be. They got the whole game on lock. Very professional. And I'm like, man, it's packed where I'm at, packed on the field. And you got Eminem on the field, and you got Eminem by Roger Goodell. It's just, yes, the NFL has been around for over 50 plus years, but I'm telling you, man, if I'm with the UFL, I'm feeling really sick to my stomach because that is just, if the UFL had a fifth of that, as far as participation and fan involvement, it'd be something. And because that was just tackling to see. Yeah, and then you go to the stadium, they have all these nice tables and set up, 360 booths. They had a mini boat there that had Tampa Bay Buccaneers on it. They had, everything was set up really, really nicely. They had the cheerleaders there. Then you was able to go ahead and check out the stadium, check out the locker room. Everything was just first class. They had the store open. If you wanted to buy merchandise, the store had a good line of people too. It's just a well-oiled, money-making, multi-billion-dollar making machine. That's the NFL, and I have to tip my hat to them because it's just when you got the game working, you got the game working. So they deserve a round of applause. Yeah, that was just the thought of it was like, wow. Yeah, the UFL got a ways to go. And I'm not saying that to put anybody down. I'm just telling you what was like very glaring in the operations. It was just, wow. I was that thoroughly impressed by everything that went down. Like, man, you're charging money. It used to be free to watch the draft at the Bucks. This year it's no longer free. We have to pay. I was like, watch, there's going to be a big dent in the participation. Nope. It was a lot of people showed up. Everybody was cool and orderly. Maybe it weeded out some of the riffraff per se. Who knows? But everybody was actually really cool. And it was a very, very, very nice crowd. It was definitely a very good crowd. So that was glaring to me. It was no surprise that Caleb Williams went first. I still feel, in my opinion, as if they abandoned on Justin Fields too easily and too early. He has to prove to me more than anything, Caleb Williams, that he's close to as good as Justin Fields. I don't think he, in my opinion, is as good as Justin Fields. I feel as if Justin Fields is a better quarterback, not just because of experience, but because I just feel like his skill set. I just feel as if they mismanage Justin Fields more than anything. But he has to prove to me that he's in the ballpark of Justin Fields. I personally am not sold on that fact yet. Not that that I think anything is wrong with his play, but he hasn't sold me on the fact that he's as good or close to as good as Justin Fields. So that's my opinion. I think them mistreating Justin Fields and everything was more about ego, but we'll see. That's to be determined. And he has to prove that to me. If he does, then so be it. But I still feel as if Justin Fields is a better quarterback. I'm even as a rookie draft pick, I just feel as if there's more skill sets, there's more to like about the way he carries himself, handles himself, athletic ability. To me, I was more excited about Justin Fields when he got drafted than I am Caleb Williams. I just think Caleb Williams, he's a very good player, but I think, more than anything, he's playing for a very, very nice university, USC, which we're going to talk a bit more about them a bit later. And because of that, I just feel as if he gets a lot of clout and he can kind of dictate the terms a lot. But as far as playing ability, again, I don't think he's better than Justin Fields. Just not even taking all that prima donna stuff on the side, just ability I'm watching. I don't feel as if he's good as the guy that got rid of already. I really don't. If he is, I'll go ahead and send him his flowers and say that right here on the ear. But I don't feel that way. I really don't, based on athletic ability. And personality-wise, I felt better about Justin Fields. I love the way he carried himself. But we'll see. Speaking of USC, Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy back. So let me go ahead and give a round of applause to that for Reggie Bush getting his Heisman back. That's awesome. I'm really happy for Reggie Bush getting his Heisman back. I really thought it was fitting he got it back because, look, yes, I feel as if it wasn't more or less all Reggie. I feel as if his family, the people connected to them, did do something. They did break a law, so to speak. And I shouldn't say law, NCAA rule, where they, hooked him up with the house, and gave him some money, pre Reggie Bush going to the NFL. We all knew that Reggie Bush was going to be a very high draft pick and he was going to go to the NFL. So that was a foregone conclusion. Just like, Caleb Williams, if you play for USC and one of those big conference schools and you ball out, you're exceptional. Yeah, you're going to get drafted. You're going to be a high sought out draft pick. And Reggie Bush was. And we all knew that he was going to be either a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 pick. So people had approached his family. And, yeah, I do think it is difficult when you're young, 18, 19, you're trying to make it, and you see somebody giving you opportunities, financial opportunities. And, it's not cheap even if you got a scholarship to go to some of these high-name schools. You have expenses. You have room and board. You have food. You have rent, you have books, you have a lot of expenses, family expenses, and those things cost money. When somebody's offer you an opportunity, it's hard to turn it down. And he, I felt as if, okay, maybe if the rules stayed the same, they didn't change as years went on, yet he probably doesn't get his Heisman back. But the fact that you can make all this money now on the side, NIL money, you can actually, in my opinion, collegiate athletes now have leveled the playing field and they can get money for their name, image, and likeness. Now they can go ahead and get sponsorship money. Now they can, if you are a brand, let's say, and you approach one of these collegiate athletes, you can strike a deal and use their name, image, and likeness and use them to help promote your product or service, and you pay them. And now they can accept that money. Before, they could not accept the deal. So all these opportunities were given to the wayside. And I don't agree with Tim Tebow saying that, hey, you should do it, just give it, bypass all that, just give it back to the university or don't take any money for the good of collegiate football. Well, it's not hurting collegiate football if you get a deal on the side, hey, if you want to pay someone else's bills and expenses and room and board, and you want the opportunities to just not be taken, then go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think this is a situation where if you're a collegiate player, look at Caitlin Clark. She's a stellar player, very marketable. Why shouldn't people be able to cash in on their opportunities when they're young and they're marketable and they're desired? You understand? So I always said it that college athletes should have an opportunity to get money, and I'm glad that they're getting money now, and I'm glad that Reggie Bush gets his Heisman back because, hey, if guys and girls are now, taking advantage of their marketability, and that's become the norm now, yeah, you should give Reggie his award back. I mean, it's just disingenuous that, yeah, he may have broken it during the day, but now it would be more than legal. Think about how much money Reggie Bush would have made the way it is now. He would have got an NIL deal. Not only would he have gotten a apartment that they were paying for him, he'd have got a house and much more before he even finished college. So you can't go back in the past, but I'm glad that they did the right thing and gave him his award back. I was actually, to go a step further, I was actually trying to interview Reggie Bush about a year and a half ago, and I wasn't able to secure him to come on the show, but that was a year and a half ago, and my thing was to give him opportunity to explain more of his case of why he deserved it to have his award back. I do feel as if watching documentaries and just watching his career that I do think Reggie should have. I do understand why they took it from him, but I just feel as if they should have given it back to him a lot sooner. It shouldn't have taken this long, but better late than never. And yes, I just feel as if the rules of NCAA football, I didn't agree with a lot of them. I just felt as if, hey, you're giving people an opportunity to lure them into a trap. And the NCAA took advantage of that and stripped a lot of people and fined and took away your privileges, basically because they wanted to control the money flow. So things are a lot different now. I'm glad Reggie got his award back. Kudos to him. And I'm going to give another round of applause. Yep. So let me update you guys on the Rangers game is now final, 3-1. And definitely, if you didn't hear that earlier, and this weekend the Knicks are going to play, they have a chance to go up 3-1 Sunday at 1 o'clock. So without further ado, let me go ahead and break down a little bit about the NBA playoffs, the Lakers, and the NHL playoffs a bit more. We're going to take a quick little break here. Let me play that sports theme song here by Sam Scola. Then we're going to go ahead and dive into it. In fact, let me go ahead and play that right now. Sports theme song by Sam Scola. here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. We're going to discuss the playoffs, the NBA playoffs. Yeah, with the Lakers being down 0-3, in fact, let me make sure I put this on here. I just think that with them down 0-3, the way LeBron is talking, it's over. It's over. And as much as I really enjoy watching LeBron play, and yes, I do think he's earned the right to be on Mount Rushmore, I just think there is a significant difference between his mentality and Michael Jordan. And that non-killer instinct type of thing, quote, quote, is why Jordan will always be rated in a lot of people, the majority of people, as the GOAT. Because you're down 0-3, you're playing a tough competitor. Michael Jordan would not pretty much say it's just basketball and just kind of like concede the loss, so to speak. And just reading between the lines of what LeBron was saying, he was lay over, so to speak. Lay over. It's over. Meaning he doesn't feel as if he's going to come back, and not only that, he's basically saying things to kind of soften the blow when that final 0-4 or 1-4 comes down. It's just basketball. Basically he's trying to prepare for the inevitable and also at the same time kind of downplay what's going to happen. And the reason why he's downplaying it is because he's not going to win this series. He's not going to win this series, and this is his way of kind of downplaying and diminishing the importance of it or the role of it. But I know as well as most people, if it was flipped and he was up 3-0, he would be bigging up how big the playoffs is, how big this game is, how magnitude it is, how grandiose it is being a playoffs, how grandiose the NBA play it is. He would be bigging this thing up. But because he's about to exit stage left, he's now diminishing the importance of the NFL. It's just basketball. Well, that's the difference between you and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would never just say it's just basketball in a nonchalant type of way. And I think that non-killer mentality is what shows and rears its ugly head when it comes to LeBron. And he made a point about the refs. Les pissed, as I would say. He was les pissed. LeBron was les pissed. But the bottom line was you lost because you didn't play well. You were up by 20 points and you collapsed. You gave up. You kind of coasted and you let them hang around, and then they got hot and came back and beat you. It's not about the replay center. It's about you. AD didn't show up. Your teammates didn't show up, and you didn't show up. So who's going to score? No one. And that's what they did. They hung around. They kind of got a bit of a rhythm towards the end of the game, and they're beating you. So, and that was a pivotal game. At the end of the day, that's the reason why people are going to rate Michael Jordan ahead. He just has that killer instinct and that mentality, that dog mentality that's just, you can't teach that. And that's why LeBron James is kind of minimizing the loss, is because he knows he's about to get, if not swept, he's going to win one game out of 4, one game out of 7, a best of 7. But it's over. It's over. LeBron knows it, and he's just trying to, again, diminish the fact that he's about to get swept or lose the series again. And that's his way of doing it it's just basketball. I didn't like that quote at all. And that's the reason why LeBron will always pretty much stay second fiddle to MJ. I don't think people expected LeBron to match him in championships, to surpass him, but I think 4 out of, it's going to be 10 now. It's going to be 4 out of 10. That's not good. In fact, let me double check that. Because I just want to make sure I quote this right. Okay, 1 second. Let me check that. Okay. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Yeah, he's been in here so many times. And check this out. He has a 22 and wins, 33 record in the NBA Finals in his career. 22 wins and 33 losses. And we're gonna make sure it's 34 because he's gonna get another loss. That's a horrible record. And I know it's a team game, but that's showing something about LeBron and him being a leader. And yeah, Kobe Bryant has had a record of 23 wins, 14 losses in his NBA career. Yeah, so his inept ability to at least have a decent or average championship caliber, finals caliber, is really hurting him. I beg your pardon. He's not going to even make it to the finals. He has 10 finals, competed in 10 NBA finals. He's 4 out of 10. And he's going to fall short of that 11th because he's not going to make it to the finals this year. So, yeah, that's a horrible playoff record. And with that being said, Michael Jordan is, regardless of how many records that LeBron James gets, unfortunately, he's going to be second fiddle to Jordan, and he might not even be second fiddle, meaning he may not be in second place because he's so poor in the playoffs and the finals that's going to drag him down even more. I mean, yes, you have the longevity thing, but that's a lot of those records people will say because you played a long time. You played a long time in the league. Guys don't have to play that long if they don't want to. You know, they make so much money. It's their choice. Now, if it's your choice to play, that's great, but I don't think people are going to look at those records kind of with the asterisk, so to speak. Yes, you did it, and you got the record, but you played probably a lot more games than they did and a lot longer than they did, and that's hence why you got it. You know, so I feel bad for LeBron because he's in a position that pretty much no matter what record he breaks, people still going to say there's a big gap between you and Jordan. And that press conference and complaining about the replay room is an example of it. It's an example. So we're going to break down the NHL playoffs. I definitely do think the Rangers are in very, very good position. I don't like where my guys are sitting in the Lightning. In fact, it was packed. It was packed. I went to Yard House, and it was right. I had a meeting event over there, and right around the corner of where the Emily Arena, and it was packed. It was so cool for people to support the Tampa Bay Lightning and packs. But having said that, yeah, it's pretty much over for the Lightning. Unfortunately, it's a foregone conclusion. They're not going to win their series, so it's going to be interesting, but yes, they're not going to win. Unfortunately, I think the Rangers are going to continue to do their thing, and the Tampa Bay Lightning is not. So with that being said, let me go ahead and switch gears and talk about boxing. And let me go ahead and switch gears by queuing this up. The sports theme song by Scam Scola, and then we're going to talk boxing to close out the show. We're going to go ahead and talk a bit about the boxing match between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Wow, this was a shocker of a fight. It really was. And it was, I agree, one of the fight candidates of the year. It really was interesting, and it was far from boring and dull. And that's usually what you get when you watch a Devin Haney fight. This fight was actually far from that. And on top of that, you had Ryan Garcia. He's been known that if he's in trouble and things get turned against him, to pretty much professionally quit. You didn't get that either. And this was not what a lot of people expected. I would have to give props, first and foremost, and a round of applause to Ryan Garcia for his thing. Yeah, Ryan Garcia did his thing, and that set the tone. First round, when he clipped Devin Haney with some really fast left hands. One thing about Ryan Garcia, be as it may, he might be a one-trick pony, but he does have some fast, mega fast hands, and those hands do have some pop to them. I know that for a fact. And he clipped Devin Haney in round one with some really nice shots. And you could tell from that point on, it set the tone of that fight. It really did. And going forward, he didn't knock him down or anything, but you could just tell he hit him with some great shots that really even surprised Devin. His defense was highly suspect. You know, and you can't have just a defense of just smothering somebody when you get in trouble. And Devin Haney has had that type of defense for a while, and I felt that he keeps his left hand down a little bit low, that if he wasn't in a position to hold on to somebody and somebody actually got their offense off, he would be in trouble. And this showed in this fight. He would kind of put his head down right in the line of fire. When he got that first knockdown, I felt as if the fight was pretty much a foregone conclusion that Ryan Garcia was going to win. And the reason why I say that is because Devin just did not look right from that point on. You could tell he was on not some stanky legs where he's kind of shaky. He had jello legs. He really, from that knockdown forward, even the first one when he got hit with some good shots, his legs didn't look right. But when he got him flush and knocked him down, his legs were jello pretty much the whole night. There was a time where he kind of stabilized it for some of the rounds, and that's the rounds that he won just on points. But you could just tell he wasn't all there. He was just not all really recuperated. And then he got knocked down again and again. And people said he got knocked down 5 times. I would agree. There was no punch thrown in 2 of those knockdowns. I mean, like, he was hitting him, and he was already knocked down, but he was still on his feet. And he was bear hugging Ryan to keep him up. So if he didn't bear hug him, he would have went down on his own fruition. He would have went down, but he was holding on. And yes, no active punch was thrown, but I felt as if the ref, I agree, he mortgaged his whole house and his kids' college tuition, and he was trying to get a windfall of a win in Vegas because Harvey Dock is a very, 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 very good and professional ref. Let me say that first and foremost. He is one of the best in the entire boxing league. But this fight, you could clearly see he put a little something on that fight. And he was trying to give Devin Haney every single opportunity to come back and snap out of it and win this fight. You can clearly see it. I actually always usually think somebody, when they come up in 9 out of 10 times, when they have a conspiracy theory, is just their own prism of thinking and everybody's against me. No, this one, Ryan had some serious points. Harvey Dock put up the house for sale and thought he's going to be able to buy himself a 2 times bigger house or put the kids, lifetime earnings up on this bet because he was really trying to have, okay, yes, maybe the first time you said it was a slip down, but not the second time. Come on, man. You got to start counting. Say, no, he's holding you up. You're holding him up. That's why you're on your feet. But needless to say, Ryan Garcia was tapping him good, and props to Ryan Garcia. He fought a fantastic fight. In fact, let me give another round of applause. The shock factor of that fight was just like, wow. And the 3 pounds, I did say Ryan Garcia's professionalism of not making him wait is on him. I understand that it's tough to make that weight class, as you get older, but you agreed to the fight, you should have made the weight. Because you didn't make that weight, you don't get the belt. Ryan Garcia should have gotten the belt. And he deserved to get the belt, less being 3 pounds overweight. Having said that, I don't think that made a difference in this fight. I would love to see a rematch, and I do think Ryan Garcia owes Devin to give a rematch because Devin Haney is right. Devin gave Ryan Garcia a chance. He did not have to. He could have kind of backdoored and just kept going in circles and not fight him, but he did. I think Ryan Garcia deserves to give Devin Haney, which he said he would do it again. He needs to keep his word because I think that a lot of people love to see this fight again because now that Ryan Garcia broke the code, I don't know if Devin Haney could beat him if they fought again. I'm not so certain at that. In fact, I would still give Ryan Garcia the edge. I would, because I just feel as if all Ryan Garcia got to do is just tap him 1 or 2 times, and that's it. It clearly showed that if you do catch him being Devin Haney, especially with Ryan Garcia's power, it's going to change the fight, point blank. And Devin Haney does not have that type of power. He just doesn't. And that's why Ryan Garcia was able to walk him down. Basically said, you know what, I'm going to walk through his punches as long as I get mine on. I don't see the power aspect changing that dynamically for Devin in the next fight. I just think that Ryan Garcia has that pop, that power, that speed. Speed kills, and I think he's a really fast puncher, and I just think it's hard to defend that with the way Devin Haney was defending, where you're just going to hold on to him after you get hurt. Well, Devin wasn't blocking much of anything, and he definitely wasn't throwing much jabs, and he doesn't have a lot of power. So I just think it's going to be tough to see. I still would love to see the rematch. I think it's warranted of a rematch. And I would love to see them run it back. And I think Devin and Ryan said he was going to do it. I just hope he keeps his word because I do believe Devin Haney does deserve a rematch. And I hope he does get it because the fans, this was a fight of the year. I mean, it had 2 complexities of styles. You normally don't get an action-packed fight from Devin Haney. He made up for lost time with that because he was getting knocked down all over the night. But I give Devin Haney credit. I will give him credit. he got hit by a couple of great punches, and he still stayed on his feet. And that's number one. Even when he wasn't holding, and two, he didn't quit. He didn't quit. The way he was getting wore out, a lot of guys would have quit. He did not. And he did not. I was expecting not so much his corner to quit for him, but I thought Devin Haney was going to get frustrated and just say, that's it. I'm not coming out for whatever the next round. But he kept fighting. He showed a champion's heart. But he got beat by a better man. Ryan Garcia was a better man by far that night. And I'm glad Ryan Garcia did get the decision. I do agree that this fight was still points-wise relatively close because of the lost point for hitting when it was grabbing, which was, again, unprofessional by Ryan. Ryan did give Devin Haney a lot of rounds, and then you didn't get that benefit of a 10-8 round. So I had the points actually Ryan Garcia by winning by 2, maybe 3 points. That's it. I do think it was a points-wise relatively close because Devin won a lot of rounds, but Ryan Garcia won more of the big rounds. But one of those rounds wasn't quite as big because he lost a point because he hit on a break. But I think if Ryan Garcia just basically fought this guy, kept coming at him, did not let his foot off the gas, did not showboat, and was just focused on just that, not showboating, none of that, I feel as if Ryan Garcia stops Devin Haney in this fight, and they don't get to 12 rounds. Not only do they not go to decision, I think he TKOs him, and not only do I think he TKOs him, I don't think there's a rematch at that point. I think he would have just washed him that bad. But the fact that Ryan Garcia was doing some of these shenanigans, just showing off, not staying focused, not putting him away, it went to 12 rounds, and I'm glad Ryan Garcia did get the win because he did deserve the win. I did have a win in the fight, but I just think that if Ryan Garcia was just purely focused and just went after Devin Haney without the showboating, a la Mike Tyson style, I don't think this fight goes to a decision. I think Ryan Garcia actually does technically, besides him getting knocked down those 2 times, I think he gets another 2 times and this fight stopped. I really do. But I want to see them do it again. So having said that, one of the things I want to do again is eat some more Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. That stuff is delicious, folks. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Make sure you check out my great friend Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. There you go. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. And also, he's one of our great sponsors, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Make sure you check him out at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And if you can't come down to Tampa, that's all right. Get that delicious sauce at FLBBQSauce.com. That is FLBBQSauce.com. Let me go ahead and play the Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce song sang by none other than Sam Scola Songs. I want to thank Sam Scola's beautiful wife, Mary. You can also reach Sam Scola, and you can also check out songs. All of them are available at YouTube and Spotify. You can reach Sam Scola at singalongwithsam@gmail.com. All of the music here tonight is sang by Sam Scola. So without further ado, let's play the Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce song by Sam Scola. Let's go ahead and play that great tune.
Counting for variety, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
So to listen addicting, you may need support group. Definitely don't forget to get that great Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce right there at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. Don't forget to get that great sauce. And without further ado, I'm going to let you guys know I will be the EMC for Gigi's Playhouse right there in Tampa at Al Lopez Park. It's going to be a great time. It'll be great fellowship. Honored and pleased to be doing the EMC for Gigi's Playhouse for the 5K walk and also run. It's going to be spectacular. I'm looking forward to that. Again, I'm flying out right there to cover Game 5 later in the day. It's going to be an action-packed day. So definitely tune in to the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. Definitely watch everything here. Thank you for watching the Allen Alford Sports Talk show on YouTube Live. Please follow me on Instagram at Allen Alford, Twitter at Allen Alford, and Facebook at Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. And last but not least, don't forget to please subscribe at YouTube at Allen Alford. Thank you again for joining us here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. Thank you, Lou, for calling in. Definitely thank you for your support. Thank you to all the sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, CTC ME Mortgage, and Pushpin Adventures. Make sure you guys support them all. Thank you again for joining us on the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. Be blessed, be well. Have a fantastic weekend. We're going to go ahead and close the show out by one more Sam Scola song. It's the end of the show song by Sam Scola. Take care. Be blessed, be well. Till we meet again.
It's the end of the show. Let's thank all the fans before we go. It's the end of the show. I'm a little radio. On that street, oh, it's the end of the show. Thank you, host, before we go. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show.